I am at the historic Fort Langley Cemetery. I was out driving around with Shannon looking for a place to do some of our blogs and some of our podcasts. And I thought this would be a great location to do a video. I know I've already done a blog, but to do a video for you guys to stress the importance of doing a will and planning your funeral arrangements. I know I've gotten a lot of people that have said to me in my process with this blood clot and brain tumor that I'm being negative, but I used to work at a funeral home. I worked with First Memorial Funeral Services in Victoria on Fort Street for a long time, and I saw kids come in, babies come in that had died, and the parents were devastated. You don't want your loved ones to have to deal with that kind of stress. And I knew it would be hard. I actually planned my funeral way back when. I hadn't paid for anything, but I planned my funeral because if, heaven forbid, something happened to me, I wanted my family to know what it was that I wanted so that there wouldn't be arguments, there wouldn't be stress. And now at 42, getting a blood clot and a brain tumor, same thing. If something happens, heaven forbid, and maybe, you know what? I'll probably I lived through the blood clot. I'm most likely going to live through this tumor, but what if on the way home today, something happens and I get hit by a car or a bus, or I'm walking down the street in Toronto and some crazy bus driver hits me? We can joke all we want about death and taxes, but death is something that none of us can avoid, and we don't want to talk about it. I have officially finalized my will. I've paid for my funeral arrangements because I don't want my family to have to worry. I don't want my family to have to question, what would Lacey have wanted? It's not morbid, it's not negative. In fact, I strongly believe that it's something you do because you love your family, because you care about your family. If you have kids, what's going to happen to your kids? For me, it was my dog. I mean, what happens if something, heaven forbid, happened to me tomorrow? Who's going to take care of Jasper? It's a hard thing. It was a really hard thing, and something that even though I think I have a pretty good grasp and understanding of, filling out my will and thinking, who's going to get my belongings? Who's going to be taking care of my dog? Who's going to get what? And what music do I want them to play at my funeral? Do I want to be buried or cremated? All of this was there, and to stop and think about it, it actually forced me to think that I'm not going to be here forever. And all of these people that are here always remembered Irene Welton, 1940 to 1988. This is all that's left. This is all that's left of all of these beautiful human beings, these mothers and fathers and children and aunts and uncles. And I cannot stress it enough. No matter how old you are, the longer you live, the closer you are to dying. It's just a fact of life. And help your family. If something, again, heaven forbid, if something were to happen to you, hopefully it won't, but have something, have the discussion, even though it's so hard. Talk to them. Let them know that you want to be cremated. Let them know you want Madonna, playing at your funeral. I want people to have a party. I want people to celebrate my life, not mourn my death. And I want people to know that. So if you are here in Canada, shameless plug for First Memorial Funeral Services. They're all over Canada. Specifically, I think it is SCI Corporation is all over North America. If I remember correctly, I'll put a link below, but it's not easy. It really was not easy. But think about what devastation your family would be in if something happened to you. Think about the thoughts that they're going to have to deal with. Someone's going to ask them, do you want them to be cremated or buried? And if they have no idea, what if your mom thinks you want to be cremated and your dad thinks that you want to be buried? Who gets to decide? Who makes that choice? So just do it. Take the time because you love your family.